everybody, welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my Gothic Grunge Halloween junk journal. So y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. I am doing this live. Some of you will be watching it on replay on YouTube, so just know that it was originally live so you don't get confused as to the talking or questions that may happen. I'm going to pull you guys up on my device so I can see the chat. Hopefully everybody is having a good evening. This journal took a little while, but it was worth the wait. It turned out very nice. I'm happy with it. Hopefully y'all like it. Got one more phone to get up and then we'll be ready to go. So I can see if anybody's on here, because I have the camera up in the air already, which I don't typically do, but when I'm doing these type I like to just have it ready and centered. But I can't, at the same point, I can't see the thing until I get it up with my other device. Alright, I think I got both of them. Just waiting for it to load. Come on, load so I can see the chat. Okay. It's being very, very slow as usual. All right, anybody here? Oh, Dawn is here. Hey, Dawn. Okay, so this is the finished journal. It's very big. How big is it? I don't know. It's big. It is 6 1/4 inches wide by 9 inches tall. The spine is about 2 1/4, and then the spread is about 3 1/2, depending on how tightly you close it. But it's a little gator mouth. It's not horribly gator mouthed. I tried not to. So the cover is done with a faux leather paper that I made by hand, and then it's got this material here, this lace material on it. Front starts on the side here and onto the back, and a couple of flower embellishments, and these are from Recollections, if I'm pretty sure. And then it's got this design. This is from a Gothic Ephemera book. Everything has been coated with varnish. It's got coats of matte varnish on the matte areas and then a glossy varnish on the glossy areas. There is some glossy accents on these areas that are stiff, so they're nice and protected so that they will stay that way. This little thing came from Michael's, from one of their signs for Halloween, and then it's got a little metal Tim Holtz word plaque on it. The charms came from Amazon. I just got, let's see, I don't know how much you can see. Let me see, I'll pull this up for this. So the charms, we have a witch charm, a spiderweb, and a masquerade mask. And then it's got a tie that's made out of some old muslin. This charm is removable, so I knew it was going to stick to this thing. It is removable so that you can remove it if you want to. It's got a little clip on it there. So let's get inside it. All right, so I did this one with an Oxford Hollow so that it would open up flat, or as flat as possible. So it has an Oxford Hollow binding on it. And so when it opens, all the pages will lay a whole lot flatter than they would without that type of a binding. You see they lay pretty flat. I have not counted the pages, guys. I meant to count them before I started. I forgot to do it. Try to get get that out of the way. It's going to stick to this mesh. All right, so in the front, we have pockets on the front and back that have a mummy cloth pocket that's been sewn on, and I might have to glue that some more. I probably should have sewed it. I can't sew through that, so I'll try some Fabri-Tac on it. I tried art glitter, but it's not holding ideally. This isn't going to come off because it goes all the way through, so I'm not worried about that, but it's not laying as flat as I would like it to. So I may work on that some more. So this is just a bookmark that I made using a Tim Holtz stencil and just some black paper and then some gloss varnish. And this is a list of all of the, well, we'll say all, some of the ephemera, stencil, stamps, and things that I used in the creation of this journal. So I've got a list of things I knew and their numbers if I had a number for it. Some things I don't, but I tried to give you as much information as I could so you would know where things were from. And that is just going to go with the book of the journal. And then in the back has the same kind of a pocket, and it has a writing board on the back. It's a double-sided writing board. One side has kitty cat and some books, and the other side has an owl. Okay, and then this is our first. It has 3 signatures. So there's 1, 2, 3 signatures. Let's see how many pages each signature has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 signature. It's a little less on some and more on others. So that would be 60, and then so 20, 40, 60 total, and then times 2, right? No, 20. You have to, because it's each page has 2 sides. Okay, so 60 times 2, 120 pages should be what it is, if I'm counting right. A lot of pages. So let's go through. All right, so here we have a little multimedia skull, a pocket with a card in it. It's got a little physician surgeon card and some writing space on the back of that. And then just left that blank for you to do what you want with. This page is more of an apothecary style page. It's got elixirs and some potion apothecary cabinets. Apothecary there, and then it's got little booklets that have different herbs and their benefits and ways to use them. And then it's got a couple of spots for notes in there. And then this one has lavender and sage. So it's got lavender, sage, mint, and basil. It's 2 little booklets, and that's going there. You can use them to journal in or take notes. And this has a little card slide out, skull, writing space. And I put lace on it here and there, so there's some lace trim here and there. And then Hocus Pocus is a little witch theme page. So I've got a crackled stenciled tag with writing space. And some vellum or tracing paper. I have a little of both. I'm not sure which it is. And this is what I call this the eye page. It's got all kinds of creepy eyes and just a little card. And he kind of just peeks out of there. And Raven has been sewn around it. I did go through and distress these for anybody who watched me do this journal. I went through at the end and added a lot more distressing to each of the items. So it's a little more grungy. So if things look a little grungier than they did when you saw me make it, that may be why. There's another blank page, some vellum. And this is our center spread. And our center spread has two scenes with their living room, haunted house scenes, kind of. And this girl says, Dorothy liked anything spooky, but she still shuddered, trembling from head to foot, as when the howling of the wolf is heard. And got a little Jack Russell sitting there, and he's listening to the howling too. I did go through and add some charms on the center pages. So we've got a little spider and a bat on this page. And then this little fellow has his Halloween costume on. He's got bat wings and his mask. And this is like his nanny or teacher. And she says, most becoming costume. And he says, I believe you're scared. So that's that spread. It's got some books there. A little bit of stamping. And this is an Edgar Allan Poe page. It's got a raven and then a little Edgar Allan Poe booklet with some various stuff from Edgar Allan Poe, poems, little excerpts of books and such. It's not full ones, but they're like little excerpts. And a page of that and picture of Edgar. Okay, that goes in there. Thank you, Miriam. I like it. It does fit together very well. I was very happy with the ephemera that I found. And a lot of this, I found online in Digis and such. And then, of course, some Tim Holtz stuff. But I've got that whole list that tells you where if you need to know. And I will be posting this on YouTube, so I'll try to put it in the description there, too. So this is just some tags with some writing space. A little pocket. And a bingo card. More writing space. A kitty cat. More vellum. A tag here. Some mummy cloth on it. And 31. And we have a crackle finish on the back of this. And a skeleton who is thinking. I don't know what he's thinking about, but he's thinking something. So that goes in there, and it shows through on here. It says curious. And this is a Tim Holtz product tag that I turned into a tag for the journal. It's got coffee dyed paper and then a lot of stamps and crackling on it. Another envelope pocket. Got a card. And this is from a tablecloth from Dollar Tree. I turned it into a tag, backed it. Let's see if I can get things back in their pockets. That's always the challenge. I can't see what I'm doing. I'll go from this side. Okay, and that was signature 1, so we're now into signature 2. And on this one, we have an Undertaker scene here. And it says, Undertaker and Embalmer, a much misunderstood gentleman, embodied spirits haunted him by night. And he's in the cemetery with all the creatures surrounding him. Okay, and then we've got a little fold out. This is a claim check for Count Dracula. I filled it out. It says, Count Dracula, 666 Transylvania Boulevard. His garment was a cape, and the salesperson was Elvira, and it was $50 to have it cleaned. So, thought that was funny. I either forgot to glue that or something. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I glued it on top of that, and it did not stay. I'll add some glue to that, so I gotta make myself little notes where I gotta do fixes. It's the first I noticed of that one. Let me just give myself a note here. I got sticky things somewhere. I don't want to forget. That's why it's always a good idea to do a flip through. And then inside here, we have another little claim check and just some writing space. And then this is a little, I'm going to forget what it's called. Mad Libs? Is that right? It's a little Mad Lib thing. I think that's what it's called. Where you fill in the nouns and verbs and adjectives and such. So that fits in there. Some more vellum. And then this little witch with a cauldron. Writing space. So this has a lace and fabric pocket. It's got several layers there. And then another tag in the back. And then we have a side tuck here. A little card. And there's a skull in here. Two skulls. You can flip it either way. It will show through the window. Trying to make sure that's not shining too much. Sometimes my lights glare a little too much. All right. And then we have a writing space. This is a little just writing booklet with several pages. It's got like 4 or 5 pages. Coffee dyed papers. And then you can also write on the bottom. It's glued on with a fabric strip. And this is our purple page. It's got witches and a tag, skull on the back, and then a belly band. And you can see through this belly band kind of. Oh, can you see through it on camera? Yeah, you can actually see it better than I can on camera. So it's got the raven and the skull there underneath that belly band. This writing space. And here's our middle spread for this one. So in this one we have a gentleman in his little foyer or whatever, and a girl who's distraught because her partner has passed away, I guess at their wedding. So this one says, in the dark and haunted room the light flickered. I've got a little chandelier up there. I thought that was fitting. And then this one says, marriages and deaths, there was a terrible silence. Distressed beyond measure, Rosalie ultimately lost her mind. And I have added 2 charms to this one. We've got little vampire teeth and a skeleton hand. Okay. And then this is our scary treat. We've got some Death Wish coffee and some Bones coffee. And these are 2 of my coffees that we eat in this household, or drink in this household. So we love the Bones coffee particularly. But hubby does the Death Wish coffee for breakfast because he says it gets him going better. And then this is our kitty cat page. So we've got a little kitty cat on books. And then several coffee dyed papers to write on, put pictures on, whatever. Miriam says, I'm amazed at the photos you have and the papers you made and the stories you made for this. Thank you. And Nancy says you do a really great job. That's turned out perfect. Thank you, guys. And this is curious because, you know, cats are very curious. And we've got, this is velvet, a little velvet trim that I've added to that page. A skeleton, another envelope. This envelope has a very haunted looking scene. It's a Tim Holtz ephemera card. And on the back of it, I did some stamping, just turned it into a postcard. And it's just very creepy looking. So that goes in there, and then we've got our little bat. Oh, I left a label on there. That doesn't go there. When I take my ephemera out to bind it, I put little sticky notes so that I know where everything goes. Okay. And then inside that pocket, we have a little bat and some writing space, and then some skeletons and trees. And this is our portrait gallery page. Another sticky note. Wow. I really thought I took them all off. All right, this says, her trustful eyes looking straight into his. And we've got a portrait of a lady here and a portrait of a gentleman there. And another little postcard. And then this lady here is just a little tuck spot. And some vellum. Another Edgar Allan Poe page with a raven tag. And on this side we have a death page with death, the Grim Reaper, I guess, and his love, and it says love, and then there's some flowers, and on this side it says in loving remembrance of, gone but not forgotten, and it talks a little bit about that, and some writing space. Okay, and that's signature 2. Now we're on to signature 3. And in this page, we've got a little tag that says October, with a cute little owl on it, and some writing space, a very haunted looking mansion, and a page with just some, you could use that for writing space, some trim on it, place for pictures, writing, whatever. And then this page has several things. It's got a little bingo kind of tag, and a calendar from 1915, and then this little fold out is another Mad Lib, but this one's on the ghost, hence the little ghost pictures on the front and back. Okay, and then onto this page, it says established 1554. We've got another tag from Tim Holtz that I've decorated up with some stamps and crackle finish on it. And then this side has a tag. This is actually from a Dollar Tree bucket that is used for treats, and we turned it into a tag. Another envelope that it peeks out of. Some more vellum paper. This one has been sewn and it has a little card trim in there. And a spooky tree that I drew. I drew this on my digital program a long time ago. And it's got a little graveyard at the bottom. And some moons I made. And on the other side of that, we have a little flip out. So this flips out, and you've got some anatomy stuff. And then the skeleton, transparency. And then this is a picture of a magpie that I painted. This is hanging on my wall. It's one of my paintings. And then we are at our third center spread. So this one has an eccentric looking gentleman over here and a family husband and wife over here. A cross in the middle, and then a moon and kitty cat charm. And they say, this one says, an eccentric but estimable gentleman. Is that how you say that? Estimable? Estimable. I think that's right. And this one says, gleam came into his eye, my dear madame, you are the dearest to my heart. So that's those. And then we're on to our little skull fold out where it's sticking out of the paper, and just a little place where you could write. It's a little file folder I made. I have a pattern for that. I keep meaning to post it and I don't think I have yet. Some vellum, and then a couple more file folders on this page, and they each have some stuff in them. This one has a little card, a little business card, and then writing space. And this one has another business card and more writing space. So, well, still lots of writing areas. Even though this is very well decorated, it's got a lot of writing space still. Okay, and then the spooky looking haunted house over here. Got a couple little tickets. And this fold out says the most frightful time of the year. And it's got bats. And then you flip it over and it's got a very old vintage photo of some bats in a attic, or I guess it's like a bell tower. Bats in the belfry, is that what they call it? Something like that. Okay. And we got a really creepy looking little Grim Reaper or something. Not sure what he is, some sort of a haunter. And it says Haunted Halloween. And here we've got a little candle. I think that shows on the other side. So I get back in the hall. Yeah, it shows through this window. And another page to put stuff on. Could do some writing here. Skull. This is some parchment paper that I do my coffee dyeing on. So I do my coffee dyeing on natural parchment paper, and then as it gets kind of used up, then I turn it into pages for journals. And this is a picture of a lady sitting on the rail on the porch. She's got her masquerade. She's going to the party. The bats are out. It says October 31st. They're having a Halloween party. And some bats. And then on the back here we have a fabric tuck, or what do you call it? Flip. Fabric flip. It's got a couple different fabrics, some mummy cloth, some lace, and a tea bag. It's always hard to do when you have my fingernails. And a tea bag, and then it says the parting guest. And she is the parting guest for this book. She is the last thing in here. And that is the book. Yep. And just got our writing board. And the writing board can be taken out and used wherever you need to. So if you see a page, you want to do some writing on it, you can stick it underneath, and it just gives you a little more support to do your writing. Okay. So that is the journal. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that and enjoyed the process of watching me create that through all of the lives. It was like, what was it, 14 different lives that we did. It's really not liking this mesh, just trying to grab it. But, so that's our journal. I will probably be selling it. I'm still debating. That's the problem. I end up liking them and then I don't want to sell them. But I will probably be selling it. I just got to debate on the price and stuff. And once I figure that out, I will let y'all know if I'm going to sell it. If anyone is interested and you really do want to buy it, do let me know. It may help me make my decision, but I got to decide. I haven't been keeping many of my journals. I've been just selling them, so. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we will be back the next time with our Christmas journal. All right, guys, so y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you next time. In this case, if you're watching right now, it is tomorrow. Tomorrow will be on for Stencil Sunday on my Facebook page. All right, guys, y'all take care. Good night. Bye-bye.